bank failures, high inflation, rising rates. Is the resilient jobs market about to crack? Because for the longest time, if you remember the last speech that Biden gave, which, what do you call it when the president's giving a speech from the House? What do you call
State
that?
of the Union?
State of the
Yeah.
Union.
Yeah.
And all he bragged about was what? Unemployment is at 3.5%.
I've added more jobs than any emperor in history. You're the president, sir. President.
Yeah. So, but by the way, so here's the problem. What do you do when that's now gone, right? The U.S. labor market, according to Wall Street Journal, has been resilient despite the pandemic and economic risks, with employers adding 5.6 million jobs since the start of 2022, which is a good thing to talk about if you're campaigning. However, recent banking industry turmoil has raised concerns about whether the labor market momentum will slip. Quitter confidence has declined gradually since April 2022. Okay? The key word, quitter confidence. Indicating that workers are less confident in their ability to job hop. That's the key here. What Tom talked about just a minute ago, than they were a year ago. Shorter hours amongst private sector workers could indicate that businesses are growing cautious and might trim hours before laying off workers. The diffusion index, which is a gauge of broad-based job gains and losses across industries, fell to its lowest since 2020. In February of 2023, real-time job postings data, which employment websites could offer timely clues about employers' future hiring intentions, with some economists suggesting that companies may pull down job postings without laying off workers in response to slowing sales and heightened uncertainty. Okay, so we recently, I'll give you an idea. For us, even at home office, we're running a company. So when the company says, we're shifting, the company shifted technology, okay? Company working with shifted technology for about 90 days. During those, it was about 60 days, 70 days. During those 60, 70 days, we couldn't hire anybody. Okay? Because the system was updating. Perfect. During that 60, 70 days, if you can't hire anybody, normally if you lose somebody, what do? You hire somebody. You replace them. If you lose 2 people, you replace them, right? But if you, and that happens for a week, for a month, for 2 months, let's just say you lose 5 people. You can't replace those people if there's a freeze, right? And you can't hire for that 60, 70-day period. Well, imagine if companies are not only letting people go, but they're no longer even hiring new people. What's going to start happening is the job that was being done by 100 people now needs to get done by 90 people, by 80 people, by 70 people, by 60 people, by 50 people.
Overworked.
Which means some of these companies, it's either overwork, but there's a second thing to it, Vinny. Here's a second thing, which is scary to workers. The scary thing to workers is the following. When companies realize, wait a minute, we're getting everything done with 60 employees, and we were doing it at 100, and we don't even have to do overtime. Yeah, the additional 40 employees we had, we were spending, $2 million a year. Now we're just paying $400,000 in overtime. We're still saving $1.6 million, and we're doing it with 60 employees. We don't need to go hire those 40 people back. Maybe we had a lot of employees here who were really not doing shit.
You're right.
There you go.
That's the problem, because there's no more hide and go seek and you were able to get away without working. The lazy people are about to be exposed.
Wow.
Okay? The reckless entrepreneurs are about to get exposed, okay? Those people who were working, doing their job, being diligent, improving, they're also going to be exposed in a positive way. The business owners that didn't celebrate and get cocky while money was so cheap in the economic expansion, they became arrogant, lazy, sloppy. Those guys are going to get destroyed, but the guys that improved, found ways to get better. They took care of their guys that were in the office on a daily basis. They're going to be exposed in a positive way. The market is open. Things are cheap right now. Companies are going to be bought left and right. Opportunities are going to come where talent's going to leave a company because the CEO wasn't at work on a daily basis. He's going to take his talent somewhere else. She's going to take her talent somewhere else. We're getting so many calls because we have so many job openings right now. We're doing interviews right now on a daily basis, okay? You're seeing people coming in here. We're on top of each other in this building. We can't even fit people in this building here right now. We have a building issue. We have a space issue right now, which is a great issue.
Willing to move here.
Yeah, and they're not even from here. They're coming from all over the world to come and be part of the Valuetainment team.
My office is the men's bathroom now. You know that, right? So anyway, keep going.
Is that what you're doing?
No, that's why. When you're like, Vinny, you pooping again? No, dude, I'm working.
No, well, you were pooping yesterday. That's a different story.
That's a different story.
Yeah. So, but the point here is the fact that the good people are finding each other. It was hard to find each other. Let me replace good. The hardworking drivers who are ambitious couldn't really identify who was who. It was too blurry 2 years ago. Today, they're like, oh, so you were full of shit this entire time.
Yeah.
They're real. I'm going over there.
Wow.
Damn, I am with a real company. Thank God I'm staying put. I'm not going anywhere. So that's the thing that's going on today. And by the way, I'll go to you right after this. For election, if you think about election-wise, this is going to hurt because to get reelected, you need to have some kind of success or a war. So you need to have a great economy that no one's bothering. Everybody's like, yeah, dude, if the economy's this good, let it roll. Let's go one more time with this guy.
Yeah.
Or you need to have a war where it's fear, anxiety, and you're like, well, we can't make a disruption because we're doing this. One of those two things. If you no longer have this data to say, look what a great job we're doing with unemployment, now what data are you going to be talking about?
Yeah. Well, just really fast. And Adam, you brought up the point, and Pat, I'm happy you brought it back. All this, so I've been here for, next month is going to be my 1 year. May. I moved here.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. In May.
Wow.
All this talk, Adam,
Happy
recession.
anniversary.
Thank you. The recession, inflation, everything that's happening and all that. For someone that doesn't really know, like as much as you guys know, I feel like this bubble is getting to a point where it's gonna pop, but this administration's like saving it so it doesn't pop under this watch. Is that what happened? Because remember, the White House changed the definition of recession live. What we were in here, and they're like, no, 2 quarters. No, that's not. They changed it on Wikipedia. So Adam, do you feel like they're saving it because they know it's gonna pop, but they don't want it to happen under their watch? What?
Well, yeah, any politician doesn't want something like that to happen under their watch.
Yeah.
I think what Pat brings up is a good point because there's basically 2 parts to a company.
Yeah.
There's the employer, the business owner, the entrepreneur, and there's the employees.
Yeah.
Okay, the workers. And I don't know what percentage of the company are the entrepreneur, C-suite executives. 5%, 10%,
maybe
90% of the company are the workers.
Well, sometimes it's one lonely guy who founded the company.
Yeah,
up in the attic
and he's hired all these people.
Yeah, exactly. So I think Pat's more speaking to the business owners. I'm more speaking to the employees. I'm not a CEO. I'm not a business owner, so I never kind of step out of place with that. That's really why I respect what Pat and BizDoc do. My message is usually to the employees, to the Vinnies of the world who's like, buddy, you want to start a company, buddy. I'm just hire me to do your next
What do you say
party.
about this, though? What do you say about, we got that point. What are you saying about this?
About what's the question?
No, about what we just talked about for the last time. What do you have thoughts on this?
Well, one thing Pat mentioned, and the diffusion index. Just think of that as the thermometer on jobs. And the diffusion index is the lowest it's been since April of 2020. Rob, can you go back to that chart you just showed? It's the lowest it's been since April 2020. Would you like to see what the market was doing in April of 2020? That was the COVID free fall. Yeah. Remember that, Pat? Look at that. So they're saying that this temperature gauge on jobs is as low as it's been since then. So it's real, folks, and it's coming, and you need to manage yourself accordingly.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.